Hi everyone, welcome in. It is another Tuesday edition. I'm Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind, and I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat. I know Annette dropped in for just a moment, and so I want to say hi to her first. She definitely needs some sleep, so I'm glad you stopped in, Annette. Thank you so much. And I see Joan was first in the chat tonight, and Judy is here. She says it's 95 and feels like 107. You can keep it. You can keep it for me. And Joan's there with 94 and 100-degree index. Yeah, no, that's not cool. Welcome in, Bob. Glad you're here. And Chloe is here as well. Debbie, welcome in. She's watching while hubby is driving home. Stop and go traffic. Please be careful. We want you home safe. And let's see. And I think that's everybody else that I see in the chat. So welcome in to you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, that thumbs up for me. YouTube pays attention, and we'll send more people over here the more that you guys give me thumbs up. So for those of you who were here Sunday night with Sean, I was working on cutting and trimming some pumpkin blocks. This one is one of the blocks that is going into the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt coming up in October. It's appropriate. It's got pumpkins on there. There's a little bit of blue in this one right here and right here. And then this yellowish gold color out here. I'm incorporating that into part of the rest of the design. So I'm not going to show you everything of what I'm going to do because, you know, a little bit of it has to be a surprise. However, you guys get to see me work some half square triangles to get ready for this quilt because, let's face it, it's going to take a minute. Janet is watching from the hospital again. Oh my gosh. Well, at least you are safe and sound in one location. It's not the ideal location to be watching me from, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry you're back in the hospital again. That is not cool. It's not fun. And I don't wish that on you or anyone else. Okay, there might be one person I wish it for, but it's not you. It's not you. You know, you always have that one person. Yeah, no, you're not that person. I promise. I promise. Gotta have some light-hearted humor tonight. So in 1 week from tomorrow, I will be leaving to go to North Wyoming, Powell, Wyoming. I'm teaching up there. And so I want to hear your packing list items. So what would you take on a quilt retreat? I mean, it's not really a quilt retreat for me. I'm teaching, but I get some time to myself in my room that I can sew. So aside from my sewing machine, which is obvious because you got to have a sewing machine if you're going to do as much sewing as I plan to do, what else do you take with you on a quilt retreat? Like what is your packing list stuff? What do you always take with you? Hi Nanette, welcome in. Glad to see you tonight. So top list, what do you take with you when you go to sew or quilt somewhere? What's on your to-do list? What's on your to-take list? And alternatively, what is the one thing you always forget? What is the one thing you always forget when you pack and you go travel to go quilt? What do you always forget? I always leave something behind, and it's always something different for me. I don't have, like, this is the one thing that I always forget. No, mine's never always. Liz Thibodeau, welcome back into the chat. Good evening to you. Glad you are here. Judy says a sewing machine. Yes, sewing machine is definitely on my list. Book to read. I'm not much of a bookworm, so I think I'm gonna have to leave that off of my list. I don't sit there and read as much as I would love to say that I do. I'm more likely to sit there with a graph pad and draw than to sit there with a book and actually read. And that's just part of my personality, how it's changed through my disability. Just because it's so kind of hard to read sometimes because I will read one paragraph and forget everything that I read. Judy says she would probably forget her rotary cutter. I probably need to make sure I pack the extra blades for mine. That's probably what I need to make sure I make a list of. It's packing the extra blades. Because I'll get there and then I'll realize that my blade is really dull
and I'll just fight with it the entire time instead of just changing it out. So if I have my extra blades, I'm less likely to need to go buy some. So there is a local quilt shop close to Quilt Wyoming this year. So I will have a place to go get extra blades, but if I don't have to spend the money, I'm not going to. Wool mat, small iron, small rotating cutting mat, and rotary cutter. I had not thought about taking the rotating mat. I might take the rotating mat this time. I usually take my fold-up one, but I might really want that rotating mat this time. Good suggestion. Good suggestion. I know kind of the projects that I'm going to take with me. I'm going to take next year's mystery quilt and work on it. Hopefully nobody in the chat is going to Quilt Wyoming, but if you are, it's going to be super secret, so you're not going to see anything. The snips, ooh, I probably need to make sure I take these. I like these better than any others, so that's probably where I need to go. Judy is 2.5 hours from her. Oh, got you. And Judy goes up to Illinois, yeah. Projects, thread, and bobbins. Ooh. You know, well, I think I'm taking Ricky this time. I took Ricky 2 years ago when I went to Quilt Wyoming, and I took the table. So like this whole table that you guys see me sew with, that's what I take with me on long trips, because then I can set it down where I need to sit it, and it's a little bit more ergonomically designed. I'm not sitting it up on a counter and reaching to sew because I'm short. I hate that whole reaching to sew. I can't do that for very long, and that wears me out really fast. So setting it down is a little bit easier. Hi, Ellen. Good to see you. Long time no see, right? Alicia started a live over at Quilty Bird Piecing. So if you guys are not subscribed to Alicia, you want to be. She has some great content over there. So please make sure that you guys are checking out all of the other content creators that I collaborate with. They are fantastic content creators, and you don't want to miss their content. So Kathy from My Hobby Home, and Alicia from Quilty Bird Piecing. 1 year, maybe we can coordinate and meet, Joan. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes. I mean, well, y'all can both come to Casper. Just come to Casper. Come meet. I know, I'm pulling teeth, guys. I'm pulling teeth. I would love to have you all here in Casper. I know that's not in everybody's budget or time frame, but that would be fantastic to have everyone here in Casper. Everybody's saying hello, some rulers. Well, I've been sewing with my two. Oh, Chloe popped in over there too. Good. I'm glad. So I sew with my 6.5, and I sew with my 3.5 by 12.5 and my 12.5 square. But I've been getting into using my the strip ruler and whatever it's called, whatever this Creative Grids ruler is, the Stripology XL. I just don't know how to pack it. How would you pack it? Amanda, welcome in. Good to see you. And Amanda, if you would like to drop your channel link, do !selfie in the chat, and that will drop your channel link. So guys, if you have not checked out Amanda and her great content over there on her channel, you want to join in. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It's a fun time over at her channel too. Let's see what number we are at. 29. Once the 3 that are in the mail arrive, we'll be at 29. Chris from Katie Crafts, welcome in. Welcome. It would fit in my case, says Nanette. See, I don't have a case for it. I guess I need to get a case for it because I don't really have a case for my Stripology yet. So if I don't have a case for my Stripology, how would you guys pack it? Because I'm going to have my chair, my electric wheelchair, and I don't want to break it. I have the box that could go in the car. Ooh. I don't have the box for my Stripology. I bought it from a quilt shop. They didn't have it in a box. They just had the shrink wrap on it. The case that they sell is buku money. Yeah, I bet. I've seen some cases. And I'm sure that I could have a case built for me, but it won't be in time for quilt Wyoming, I don't think. I think the time frame is a little off. Nanette says her sewing case has a pocket it would fit in. See, it would fit in the case. It would fit in the pocket, the side pocket of my bigger case, but it will stick out, and I don't want it broken because that's an expensive ruler. I don't want to pay for 2 Stripology rulers because I broke one. If you know what I mean, if you've got a Stripology, you know that those things are not cheap. So I'm a little terrified of breaking it because I don't really have that big of space either. 2 pieces of cardboard and tape it, a craft box. I might be able to do like poster board. Hi Dana, welcome in. Okay, there we go, guys. If you are new to Amanda, if you have not followed her before, she's at 268 subscribers. Let's go bump her up. If you have not checked out her channel content, go over, hit that subscribe button, and keep an eye out for her channel for any content that she puts out, because you don't want to miss her content, guys. So definitely go check out Amanda over at Stitchin' Life Together as well. Let's see. I do have poster board. I do have that. So maybe I could make a case out of poster board, because I do want it to be lightweight enough that I can carry it. But then I still need to, like, I guess I would have to tape it. I don't know. I'm so worried about breaking this ruler, guys. So worried about breaking it. And then if I drop the poster board, am I going to break my ruler? I don't know. I'm a little terrified. Just being honest. I'm a little terrified. My folding mat that I typically take with me is not that big. It's smaller than that ruler. So, like, or when it's folded down, it's smaller than that ruler. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to take my other 3 the other 3 Creative Grids rulers, because those are the kind of my staples now. I do have other rulers, but I'm not using them very much. And I'm trying to see if I really need to keep them or get rid of them. Make a padded zipper bag with handles for it. Bubble wrap it. Lots of great suggestions. I'm not sure. I think I could probably do the padded case. Probably. But I'm still worried about breaking it. I would have to probably put wood in the top and sides because I'm so worried about breaking it. Because it's got to fit in my Jeep. And once I put my sewing machine tote in there, and I put my table in there, and my suitcase, whatever kind of bag I decide to put my suitcase is, I've also got to carry bedding. I really don't want to have 4 or 5 trips. So, I want to make this in like one trip. I don't want to have like 4 or 5 trips to unload everything. But, quilters, we're probably going to have 4 or 5 trips anyway. Scrap batting, cardboard, and some paint stir sticks to keep it from bending. That might work. Padded case and foam board to protect it. Okay, I will see what I can come up with. That may be my project tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. I need to work on something tomorrow. I need to probably work on 365 tomorrow, but I've got other things I may need to be working on like that. I do have a little airline carry thing that I'm going to make. We did get dates again. We're going in September back to San Francisco for Mr. Siberian Wind. So the trip from May has now been postponed to September. So 4 months, guys. We were waiting for 6 months, and now we're waiting another 4 months for his surgery. So we will eventually get him the surgery he needs. It's just taking time. A lot of time. Let's see, what else can I take? I'm going to take my projects. I, of course, have to take clothes. I have to take my bedding. And I've got to take my own pillows and towels. I'm trying to think of what else I need to take. I need to take my fan. I need to find my fan. I need to remember my fan. Oh, I see my fan. Okay. I have a USB rechargeable pedestal fan. And you can set it on a table or you can set it on the floor. And it stands up about 3 feet high off the floor. And it's super nice. You just plug it in to recharge it. And then you've got that fan going all day. Hey, Dahlia, welcome in. Glad you are here. All right, so that all this packing and such, you guys are going to hear about this again on Sunday because I'm going to be thinking about packing for Sunday or packing on Sunday. What are you guys doing for Saturday? What plans do you have for July 4th? Do you guys have plans for July 4th? Are you just going to wing it and see what's available in your area? Are you a fireworks person? Are you a stay at home and keep the dogs quiet person? What kind of person are you for July 4th? And are you doing anything special for July 4th? Are you celebrating at all? Having a cookout? Having family or friends over? What are you doing for July 4th? I know I am going to a sidewalk chalk festival. I'm going to go take my chalk. I can go borrow their chalk, but I'm just going to take my own. I like having my own chalk. But I'm going to take my own chalk and I'll get some charcoal from them because they always have charcoal, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to take my chalk and my charcoal and I'm going to find me a sidewalk block and I am going to just paint and paint and paint until I am done. I'm going to take a cushion to put on the ground because sitting on the ground hurts. No plan, says Judy. It will still be in the 90s, so I'll be in air conditioning. That's a good plan. Stay in the air conditioning. I don't blame you. Used to hang at the marina, but no plans so far, says Dahlia. I would love to be out on the water on July 4th. Oh, I miss being on the water. I have not been on the water since I left Alabama. So I am desperately in awe of getting back out on the water. So I have 7 of these squares per block, and there's 9 blocks. So there's 63 of these squares, in case you guys are wondering. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. She says, good evening, Quilties. Chloe says that they're having a family cookout with tons of fireworks from New Hampshire. My husband is big on fireworks. I like your husband, Chloe. Can he come with you? I love him. Okay, fireworks possibly Friday night, says Amanda. And family lunch Saturday, no plans, probably sewing. I like that plan. I like that plan a lot. Joan says, it's supposed to rain Friday night and into Sunday, so I think I'll just stay inside and sew. That's not a bad plan at all. That's not a bad plan at all. I would love to just stay inside and sew on Saturday, but I have too much going on, and I need to be a part of it. Like, I don't get to do this kind of socializing every so often, I don't get to do socializing all the time. So when I get the chance every so often, I have to take it. So I'm going to be socializing out all day July 4th. I will probably not touch a stitch of fabric except what I'm wearing. Regina, welcome in. I did get your message, by the way, in case you did not see my email back. I did get it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So while I'm thinking, let's see. Okay, so July 4th plans. Okay, when you have a cookout, what are your favorite foods at the cookout? That's a really good question. Let me live vicariously through you guys for just a little bit. We're going to talk food. I've already eaten dinner, so I don't need any food. Melanie, welcome in. She says, hey, everyone, and gives us a pink wave. I love it. So, yeah, what is your favorite cookout food? So, a lot of people do cookouts for July 4th, so what is that favorite food? What is that one that if somebody has it, you are standing right by it and you're guarding it? Bob says, I'm going to be under the water looking for the first dive of the year. Oh, looking forward to the first dive of the year. I don't blame you. I just want to be on the water. I'm not a diver yet. I don't think I'm up for that. But I'm definitely up for hanging out at the water or getting in the water. I'm not going to float the river on July 4th though. I don't have plans for that. That's got to be planned out in advance. Dahlia says ribs, chicken, dogs, and hamburgers. Ooh. You got a full plate, Dahlia. Full plate. I haven't had good ribs in a while. I so miss having some good ribs. Maybe they'll have ribs this time. Maybe they'll have ribs at the barbecue that I'm going to on Saturday. I am going to a barbecue, and I haven't had ribs since I left Alabama, I don't think. So it'd be kind of nice to have some good ones, if they actually have good ones here. This will be my first barbecue, actually, since we moved up here. It would be kind of nice to get out and hang out with friends and spend time with Mr. Siberian Wind and veterans and help them celebrate July 4th because they have absolutely earned the right to celebrate it every time. Chloe says pasta salad, but I still don't have the best recipe for. Oh my gosh. There are so many pasta salad recipes out there. There's mayonnaise based, there's mustard based, there's all kinds. There's ones that are just plain pasta salads, like butter or oil or something. There's ranch, all kinds. Linda, welcome in. She is making wings, ribs, and fresh cut fries. Thinking I might close Friday and make it a long weekend. Oh, that sounds like a great plan, Linda. Dana's going to be home and sewing for the 4th. I'm a little bit jealous. I want to be sewing, but I need to be presentable for a little bit. So we're gonna go do the be presentable stuff for a little bit. Gotta keep my hair done and all that mess. Fresh cut fries. I'm on my way, Linda, right? Right? Fresh cut fries are sometimes the best. Mr. Siberian Wind makes some really good French fries. When he makes them, when he does fresh cut fries, he really makes a fantastic fry. Really does. So how many of you are watching your weight this 4th of July too? I have a good tortellini pasta salad recipe. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Tortellini. I'm thinking about that now, Chloe. You have got my little Halloween-minded brain going. That is something different. Oh, Laura, welcome in. Oh, you're not late. I'm still running. You're good. And I'm glad you were able to talk to your sister. That's great. That is great. You got to be able to talk to them, right? You got to be able to talk to them. We are talking 4th of July food. So what all do you eat for 4th of July cookout food? Or what all food do you make for 4th of July cookout food? Let's see. I don't know if they're calling this a barbecue or if they're calling it a cookout. I guess I should have looked. I have no idea what they're calling it. Clarissa says, I watch my weight. I watch my weight do what it wants. Oh, Chris, I love you. You are so refreshing. I needed that. I have, throughout this move, these last 2 months, I have not been paying attention. So I'm trying to get back on track. And it's so hard. Watermelon, says Chris. Yes, I would eat some fresh watermelon at a cookout, definitely. That would be a good dessert at a cookout. It's light, it's hydrating. It's, you can't go wrong with watermelon. Well, you can. I will say that. I have seen it go wrong. Hi, Nikki. Welcome in. She says, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Glad you're here. Oh, yeah, I have seen watermelon go wrong, but one thing we used to do back at the lake in Alabama or the lake where my family, my husband's family, all them would go. After we ate our watermelon, we would leave the rinds in the water for the fish to eat. And we wouldn't put a whole bunch of them in there, but just like 1 or 2. It wasn't bad. Laura says holidays aren't for diets. We're supposed to just enjoy family and friends. See, that's what I was thinking too, but I really do need to get back on track. And it's so hard to get back on track after you get off track. I didn't regain a whole lot, but I did regain enough that I need to lose it.
Dahlia's agreeing with Laura on that. We're doing sloppy joes and hot dogs this year. Ooh, we have food in the fridge to do sloppy joes right now. That needs to be tomorrow night's dinner. I think that's what it needs to be. Chris, watermelon is a must for Independence Day, right? It should be. I have had quite a few Independence Days without watermelon, but they weren't the best ones. So now I will ask this. If fireworks are illegal in your county or where you live, whatever location where you live, I will not have you call out locations, but if they are illegal where you live, are you the type person that goes to get them anyway? Or are you the type person that goes to watch the city put the display on? Nanette says smoked ribs and potato salad and coleslaw. Ooh, I might be over there, Nanette. Just kidding. I don't have that kind of driving time in me Saturday. Alicia, welcome in. She says, hey, Tammy. Thank you. Debbie says, I understand about the Stripology ruler. Love mine and expensive. I have never been to a retreat. Oh my gosh, Debbie. Are you not coming to September? You need to be coming to September. You need to come up here and hang out with me in September. We need that. Laura says, we also make pasta. Ooh, very, very good. We normally do barbecue, pork steak, baked beans, and asparagus. Yeah, we are talking food, Alicia. We're talking food. And if you would like, drop that channel link for us. It's !selfie. And everybody will have a link to your channel. Guys, if you've not checked out Alicia's content, you want to be checking out Alicia's content. She is a fantastic content creator. I partner with her on the 2nd and 4th Fridays right now for Yuletide Sampler 2, her and Kathy from My Hobby Home. And she is fantastic. You guys really need to be following her as well. Ellen says we drive to New Hampshire or Maine. No problem. Yeah, you don't live that far away from New Hampshire or Maine, though, to go get fireworks. We are on fire here with no fireworks. When there are fireworks, we watch them from the house. Okay, that's fair. See, fireworks are technically illegal here in my county where I live. And I don't go buy fireworks. There is a fire ban in place right now anyway, because it's high. There we go. Alicia's channel is in the chat, guys. If you have not checked out her channel, please make sure you click that link, go over and hit subscribe, then come back and hang out for the rest of the live. But you want to be subscribed to Alicia's content. You don't want to miss out on her stuff too. You want to make sure you are following along with her as well. But yeah, so yeah, I don't drive to go get them, but I definitely will go find a place to park and go watch the fireworks. That is definitely happening. We can't do fireworks, says Laura. We have a rescue dog that needs to be highly medicated just to get through the day. We spend our evening trying to keep her calm. I don't blame you. Yes, she was on, Alicia was on just before I was. She wasn't on for long, apparently, but Alicia was walking on her walls today. Oh my gosh, walking on her walls. Okay, yeah, I got to go back and rewatch the rest of that. I caught a little bit of the live. I just couldn't stay for long. I will have to go back and catch that. That sounds like a fun time. Okay, so we've talked, what do you pack for retreats and how to carry that Stripology ruler. We've talked about July 4th and what your plans are and what foods you eat. You can't see past our farm because of the smoke. Oh, gotcha. You definitely are on fire then. Ugh, that's horrible. And I know exactly what you're talking about too. Nikki says we have fireworks. I used to spend too much. Oh my goodness. See, we can't have fireworks here. I don't think I've ever actually lived in a place where it was legal to buy fireworks. I've driven to places where you can buy them, but I don't think I've ever lived anywhere where you can have them. Alicia's going to be having ribs, chicken, burgers, a filet of salmon, and maybe some birria tacos. Oh my gosh. You have got the full-on smorgasbord menu. The full-on menu. Now, how much of that are you cooking? Delia says that our city puts them on with donations of community businesses. Our city puts them on, and I think it's taxpayer funded for our fireworks display. They do it out at the big convention center here in town.
And you would think you drive up on the mountain, you'd be able to get a better view of the fireworks. They're like tiny. You drive up on the mountain to go look at the fireworks. The fireworks across the valley look so tiny. It's ridiculous. So going up on the mountain to watch the fireworks is not a great idea. It just does not work like you think it would. It does not work like you think it would. Our neighborhood is like Armageddon on the 4th. It's crazy. Oh, I bet it would be. Coming to your house, Alicia says, Nanette, right? Laura's also coming to your house for the food as well, Alicia. Colorado has fires going on, praying for those people. Yeah, we actually, here in Wyoming, we actually had a fire pop up today. And I don't know what the current status is of that fire. So far, every fire that's popped up in my general vicinity hasn't had any issues being put out. So they've been able to get them put out fairly quickly lately. We're just going to hope that trend continues. It is in her backyard, yeah. Ours are over the St. Clair River. Oh, yeah. That's the way to do it, too, is to fire them out over the river. My neighborhood hires a professional fireworks show, and I will be cooking all of it and the sides. Oh, my gosh. See, I need to be coming to your neighborhood because I know where your neighborhood is. I literally used to live blocks away. Hi, Pat. Welcome into the chat. Good to see you tonight. Lauren Ellen says, mine too, Laura. I have a neighbor that's absolutely nuts. It goes on for an hour, and then the grand finale, it's amazing. See, then that means that it ends around here. I'm fully expecting that we're going to have fireworks for the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Maybe also the 6th. We don't know yet. We've had a lot of rain, so we're good for this year, says Nikki. My town had theirs last Friday. Jefferson City will have theirs on the 4th. They shoot them off from a barge on the Missouri River. See, that's the way to do it, is to shoot them off from a barge. But our river isn't big enough for that. It's not. Our river is, you can float down it, but it is not really big enough for a barge, in my opinion. And I don't know. Our river is the lowest point for us, too. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Or maybe this is just the way they've always done it. I don't know. I do not know. I just moved here 3 years ago. This will be my 4th fireworks show here. I didn't manage to catch the first one, and I didn't really catch the second one. I did catch last year's. I was able to go park somewhere and catch last year's fireworks, which I really desperately wanted, but I think I'm going to catch fireworks again this year. I think that's on my plans. I really want to catch fireworks this year. So, all right, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Ellen, our neighbors must purchase the commercial fireworks. I feel bad for the couple of neighbors that are veterans. I know it's difficult for them. It is difficult for a lot of veterans, especially combat veterans. Fireworks can be very triggering. So yes, guys, if you do have veterans in your neighborhood, please keep them in mind and don't just randomly shoot them off. Set a time limit for how long you're going to shoot off fireworks if that's what you want to do. These veterans have sacrificed for our ability to be able to do fireworks and have the freedoms that we do. So definitely give them the same respect. If you're going to shoot off fireworks, limit the hours that you shoot them off. Shoot them off all in one time span so that way the veteran has an opportunity to recover. Of course, some other people are not going to pay attention and be kind. Nikki says she can see some from the front porch. I used to be able to go out on my balcony and see some of the fireworks, but they really look tiny from where I was living. I don't know what I can see from here. I haven't tried yet. We have a lake, and the fireworks are shot from the far side of the lake where the access is limited. Yes. Yeah. Lake Martin does that same thing, too, I believe, in Alabama. I believe that's what they do. It's been a while since I've been there. Can't attest. Okay, so while I'm thinking about it, next week we are going live 1 hour early. So on July 7th, Instead of going live at my normal time of 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we are going to go live at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So 1 week from today for Show and Tell, we're going live 1 hour earlier. So please keep that in mind. Make sure you turn the notifications on. The live is scheduled, so you can go ahead and go get your notifications turned on. But we're going live 1 hour earlier because I have somewhere I need to be next Tuesday evening that I can't. It's other people's schedules, not mine. So yeah, keep that in mind, please. Yes, people should keep veterans in mind when they're shooting off those fireworks, and a lot of people don't. My husband is a combat veteran, and he, of course, then marries somebody who absolutely loves fireworks. And so our first couple years together, that was a little bit of a struggle, but we shared the fireworks. So like he knew I love fireworks and I couldn't give up my fireworks. But I also don't shoot them off myself. I, go watch a commercial show because that is easier on him, because then it's a limited time frame, which makes it easier for him to celebrate and tolerate. I used to live on the Mississippi River, and the fireworks are always shot off of the river. It was beautiful. Yes. It's gorgeous when they shoot off the fireworks over the river or over the water, because then you get to see the reflection of the fireworks in the water. I do love that part. I really do. So I'm hoping that I cut a full 63. I don't know if I did or not. We're going to count later. We're going to sew now and count later. So I'm sewing the 1/2 of the half square triangles, and then I'm going to pull them up. I could just pull from the bottom and start flipping them over, and I might. Yeah, I think I will. So I'm missing 1 square. So somewhere I think I've sewn 2 squares to 1. So instead of having 2 squares, instead of having a gold and a blue, I have a gold and 2 blues. So we'll look for that as we go too. We'll look for that. All right, so next week, 1 week from tomorrow, I am going to be leaving to go to Powell, Wyoming, and I will be packing. I'll be packing before next week's live, because I'm going to have it all done before then. Let's see. My sister is going into DC to see the fireworks. Oh my gosh. See, I would totally love that. And this year's supposed to be special because of the 250th birthday. So it's supposed to be very special. I would love to go see special fireworks for the 250th. I'm hoping that my local fireworks consortium, whatever you want to call the people in charge that decide all that stuff, I'm really hoping that they came up with a good plan this. Oh, perfect, Nanette. Thank you. She says she emailed me a retreat checklist I might find helpful. Thank you. I will definitely look into it. There's nothing more beautiful than fireworks over the river. My husband has taken some gorgeous photos of them. Yes. So I haven't done this in a while, but what I might do this year, because again, it's the 250th, I might take my camera and set up and take pictures of fireworks, because I do have the way to do it so that the fireworks actually show up, and they're so gorgeous when I get a good picture of them. So we might be doing that this year. I don't know. I haven't decided what all I'm doing for the 4th yet, other than the Sidewalk Chalk Festival. So I am going to do a very patriotic design this year, drawing for the Sidewalk Chalk Festival. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to draw yet. I always do something quilty related. Last year I drew a quilt of valor on the sidewalk for the Sidewalk Chalk Festival, and that was really popular. So I'm not sure what I'm going to draw this year. Would you guys draw a quilt on the sidewalk? Is that what you would do as a quilter? Remember that my art skills are limited. I do best with straight lines. Denise, welcome in. Glad you were here. Yes, okay, I will do that. I will take the pictures. I've enjoyed shooting the fireworks, and yes, they turn out wonderful. They do. Hi, Sheila. Good to see you.
Popping in to say hi to y'all. You're on my TV and my friend is on my phone. Aw, thank you for having me on your TV. Pyrotechnician.
That's a mouthful. That is the technician who's responsible for the fireworks, but I don't know who's paying for them. Those are the people that I'm thinking have a lot to do with what we're going to get this year. The person who pays for it all usually is the one who decides what we get and what we don't get. So we're going to hope that the people who pay for everything have made some good decisions, some wise decisions with our money. With our city's money, the city's funding, the county's funding. I don't know. I don't know if it's the city or the county. It's probably the city would be my guess, but I'll figure it out.
Oh, nice. Nikki won a photo contest one year from one of my fireworks photos.
I could actually post I could put one of my pictures of fireworks this year into the state fair. That would be fun. That would be fun. I'm not going to have anything ready for the county fair because the county fair opens July 7th. And I would have to already have my entry ready by now, and I really don't. I mean, I have a quilt I could enter, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to enter it or not. I guess I should, but I wanted to enter something more patriotic this year for for county and state, or central Wyoming and state. So we'll see. We shall see. Goodness, I'd love to have you on my TV, but my 87-year-old father has to watch the Cubs. Just tell him I'm, scouting for the Cubs. Just tell him I'm a scout. And then when he falls asleep because of the sound of the machine, then you can turn the volume really up. Nanette says can't hurt. I know. I do have all of my quilts on hangers though now, guys. I did what Tiffany does and hung my quilts on hangers, my tops that just need to be turned into quilts now, or hanging on hangers. I cannot tell you how humbling it is to see them hanging like that, because then it's an instant I need to be working on those, because they're not hidden behind anything. I'm not putting them in a closet and closing a door on them. I can see them the entire time. I'm heading out west for the month of September, and I'm trading my sewing machines for all my camera gear. I know that. Laura says, I wish that would work. I know, right? I can be hopeful. I can be very hopeful. We can wish that he's okay with it. Now, I might have cut the right number of blue and overcut on my gold, so I may not have run out. Like I may be right on point, but I won't know until closer to when I get to the end, and I can start cutting them apart and counting them. But this is kind of soothing to be able to sew this like this and just have everything already in a row. Oh, that was what I was going to ask you guys. Okay, so while I'm in Powell, I'm going to be thinking about how I want to finish things up here in Casper when I get back. So you guys know I've got my sewing desk here, and right now I've got a camera right here that you guys are seeing here. Do you guys want that camera moved back here so it's showing the front of my machine, or do you guys like seeing what's coming off of my machine? That's question number one. Which view do you guys prefer? So for those of you who haven't seen my camera on this other side of the machine, hi Dora Lynn, good to see you. If you guys are relatively new, you probably have not seen my camera focused to the front of my machine. So if you have though, which view do you prefer? Do you prefer to see the back side of my machine like this? Or do you prefer to see the front side of my machine where you're seeing exactly what's going under my needle? I need to know what works better for you guys. That's question one. I got like 3 or 4 questions to go. I got a list of questions for you guys tonight, I promise. I was just sitting here thinking about questions like, what can I ask them tonight? Ooh, I can ask about that. Denise wants to see the machine, so see the front of the machine. Okay, so we got 1 vote for seeing the front of the machine. That works. I'll let everybody else weigh in as well, just to be thorough. It's been a long time since I've been able to put the camera on the other side. So, but I'm looking at options on how I can do that. And the time away will help me think through that. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, Chris. I appreciate it. Yay, Donna. She says, hey, lady, great project. Hi to all in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you saw it, but it's the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt. So I've got a whole bunch of pumpkin blocks, and I'm going to border them and make them fancy. And that's what I'm working on, is I'm making them fancy. Joan says, either way for her, no preference. Okay, Donna, this is a great question for you. With your machine or with your camera setup, do you like when the camera is showing the back side of your machine, like what I've got right now, showing up in the corner where you guys can see my hand right now and where you're seeing the back side of the machine, or do you prefer the front side of the machine? I know I need to come sew with you sometime. I know. Nanette says a closer view of the needle would be nice. Very good. If it's on the front, do we still see you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not moving the main camera. The main camera is mostly set. It's going to adjust a little bit. I've got a few more changes that are coming down the line. But it's mostly set. So you guys will still see me. It's just the pop-out window. Laura says she's good with whatever works for me. I'm here because I absolutely love this community of loving folks. Awesome. Okay, and Donna likes the front better. Okay, so I think it's settled. It's kind of seeming to be unanimous among the ones who are commenting that the front tends to work better. So that's what we're going to work towards. So I'm going to work on that one. So I have one other camera I can set up that would be a constant camera, and it would either be on my ironing board or it would be on my cutting table. Do you guys like seeing those cameras? So it would be a top-down view either on my ironing board or on my cutting table. Now on my cutting table I can't show when I'm working on someone else's pattern because I'm not going to show you guys measurements when I can't do that anyway. But which do you, if you have to choose between one or the other, ironing board or cutting, which would be your preference? And do you like having that view, even if I'm not actively doing anything on that camera? If I've got, like, you know, if I don't, right now, I'm not doing anything on my ironing board at all, but would you guys like for a camera to be focused onto my ironing board when I'm, you know, so that when I am ironing, you guys can see it, but when I'm not ironing, there's just nothing going on. Is that okay? You guys want a constant camera? Donna says top-down view is amazing. I believe so too. Cutting table, says Joan. I think ironing technique would be good. Okay, so we kind of have a mix of both. So I might need to look into an extra camera. And I am thinking about options, guys. So it is on my list of things to kind of figure out what I want and where I want it. So we are working on that in the background. I am also going to be working on my cutting table. So my current cutting table, it, you know, has these wheels and moves and all of that. We're doing something different. We are doing something different. But it's going to be a couple weeks in the making because we're having to make something. I was kindly gifted a second set of sit-to-stand legs. And so we are going to make both my ironing board and my cutting table sit to stand. I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely, Donna. She's going to go lurk. So she says, night
to all of us. Thank you so much, Donna, for being here. I love you and I miss you. Glad you could make it for at least a little bit. Dana says front of the machine, but either is good. Okay, good deal. And Nikki says cutting, but either is fine. Okay, good deal. Okay. So yeah, so we do want that other camera set up. Okay. That's kind of what I was looking for, is you guys really do want another camera set up too. And I can do that. I just haven't done it yet because everything is still moving. So I'm looking to have everything set by the end of July. I've got a few other projects in the works, including the flooring that needs to be done in here. And get that going just because it needs to be done. It needs to be done. Desperately needs to be done. This porous concrete flooring is collecting dirt and giving it back to me every time I'm out here. So we need some flooring cover put in place. And I've got it. Just got to take the time to do it. Let's see. And then, of course, we're going to try to do puppy cam as well. So that way you guys can see the puppy dog, even though he is completely passed out at the moment. But we're going to try to do puppy cam as well. So what I think I'm going to do is I will shrink my window where I am, and on the side, one side or on both sides is where my other windows are going to be. So we will do other cameras. We're going to get the other camera set up. I'm just not there yet with it. But that is in the works, guys. It is in the works. Your lovely host here is planning it. I am definitely planning it. So, let's see. Do you guys have any other suggestions for my sewing space? I know you guys haven't seen the full sewing space in all of its glory since I moved because it's not all finished. But do you guys have any suggestions for my sewing space from what you guys can see or have seen? You have suggestions for me. I did have to move my bookshelf over here. This one, I had to move it over. One step at a time, Tammy. I know, Delia. I know. But it's fun to get ahead of myself. Ask me. I should know. It is so much fun to just get ahead of myself. Do we get a tour at retreat? Not sure if I'm going to have everybody come over, but we might see what we can do. It's going to be kind of shocking how small it is compared to what it looks like on camera. I think it looks a lot bigger on camera than it actually is in person. That's my opinion. I think it looks a lot bigger. My old sewing space that you guys saw me in, it was a lot smaller in person than it really looked like it was on camera. But I am planning to have room for people to come over and come sew and hang out with me. So I will have that room once I get everything set up. That's what I'm waiting on right now, because I have like 2 or 3 projects that need to be done, and I've got to do a yard sale. I've got to do a yard sale. We've got to get the garage side cleared out. That's actually what I'm going to be working on after the live tonight. Is I'm going to be going back to the garage side instead of the studio side and working on that. That is the bane of my existence, is that we had all this stuff to yard sale. We didn't have time to do it before we moved it. And I found it. I did sew 2 blues into the gold. So there's 1, 2, and 3 fabrics. So I'll have to rip this. Hi, Mona. Welcome in. She's on her way to help set up. Thank you. Thank you. Joan says, show us the room as it is, and we can give you more suggestions to set it up. I like that idea, Joan. But then I gotta spill the beans on how far I've gotten with everything. I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. I do have some pictures. Sometimes we have a better suggestion to place things. That's true.
That's very true. I've mainly been working with where it works for me, so I don't have to move too much and put too much strain on my body for doing everything that I'm doing on these lives, between ironing or pressing and cutting and sewing. Like I can just stay in this one chair, or I can stand now at my ironing board if I want to stand. I love this thing. So I can adjust it as I need to, and that's been a blessing so far. Can't be any worse than the rest of us, says Nanette, right? I know you think that, but have you seen how much stuff I have? That's the going question that my husband keeps asking me, is do you know how much stuff I have? Do you know how much stuff she has? This is where, like, things go to hide. I can hide a lot of things out here. Oh, Mona's in agreement with Nanette about can't be any worse. Yeah. Well, right now it definitely is. I've got stuff that is not sewing related in my sewing space, mainly because it needs to be sold. It needs to go to the garage sale. And I have not been able to get it out of the way just yet. It's going to take a hot minute to be able to get it out of the way. All right. Maybe I can send a couple things on their way tomorrow. I'm wondering. I'm going to look into it and see if I can get rid of a couple things tomorrow. I know exactly what I want to get rid of if it's available to get rid of tomorrow. I'm making a list and checking it twice. I'm Santa Claus. Nanette, you've seen my sewing space. It is a disaster or creative chaos. I'm not sure. Not judging how sloppy or unorganized you are. We've all been there and hide well. I do hide it very well. I do. I have baskets and bins and containers. Oh my. I've got all of that. I set up my sewing space 2 years ago, and I am still missing boxes of things. I remember seeing your sewing space. You are probably a little bit, well, you've got things stashed better than I do. I could go into Nanette's sewing space and be gone for days, guys. I've seen her space. I could be gone for days. I would be looking through cabinets and looking through cupboards and discovering, oh, you have this too? That would be my reaction in Nanette's sewing space. I probably have that same reaction to my own sewing space if it weren't my sewing space. I think the fact that it is my sewing space is the problem. Hey, I'm almost there, guys. I only have this many to go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. And then I'll have this one to rip and resew. That's not too bad. I'm not disappointed at all with that. So 62 of all of these are all going to be done. So I'll be able to cut them apart and press. And I am probably pressing towards one fabric and not pressing open. I'm just going to say it once, because I think that's what I need this time. I have totes upon totes, says Laura. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so my thing is I need to be able to see everything, or I need to be able to find it at the drop of a hat. So in my space, I do have totes or buckets or baskets, and you can kind of see them right here. You can kind of see some of them. But all of those are one item or one type of item. I should put it that way, one type of item. And then they are easy to pull out and put back. And anywhere else that I have something that is a closed, colored, I can't see through it kind of thing, I have it where all I have to do is pull it out. I can look into the top and see exactly what's in the top and know what's in the entirety of that basket. So I do have yarn. I do have Cricut supply. No, none of my Cricut supplies are in totes. I've got clear plastic things for those. I have glue guns. I've got resin supplies. I've got diamond painting supplies. My last holdout is my cross stitch supplies, and I don't have a place for it yet. I'm waiting for my place for it to be built. I've asked for a custom little drawer kind of cabinet thing, so that's kind of on the burner until it gets done. It's been a wild ride these days. I'm trying to keep up, but well, it's a journey. It is a journey, Laura. That is exactly what we are on. We are on a quilting or crafting journey. Doesn't matter what kind of craft you're doing, it is a journey. It is such a journey. There's no point at which I will ever say, I've done everything I want to do in quilting. There's no point. No point of that, because I will never hit that point. Never. Dalia says, Laura, I've been cutting up fabric scraps, and the more I cut to size, the more I make, never ending. Yeah, now that, totally believe. Anytime that I go in to start cutting my scraps down, and anything fat quarter or larger does not go into my scrap boxes. If it's a fat quarter, it's on a fat quarter board, a comic book board. If I've got a quarter yard now or half yard, those cuts I don't have a place for yet, but I've been setting them aside so that I can make a place for them. So I do have room to make a place for my quarter and half yard cuts, or fat eighths. I don't really know that I'm cutting fat eighths or I'm keeping them separate. Those might go into scraps because I don't typically use a lot of fat eighths patterns. I usually use fat quarter patterns, or I use layer cakes or charm squares or something like that. I don't use a lot of fat eighths, so those may just go into scraps. But I'm cutting 10-inch squares, and then I'm cutting 5-inch squares, and then I'm cutting strips and 2.5 and 2 and 1. I'm cutting all of those sizes. I'm not cutting 1.5. So in case you're ever wondering, that is one size I do not cut, is 1.5-inch squares. Last year we moved my sewing room to the basement and then had a flood. We fixed that, or thought we did, and then another flood. Everything went into watertight totes. I'm still reorganizing from it. Well, see, you get Christmas every day. When you go into your sewing space, Laura, you get Christmas because you never know what you're going to find, right? That's how my moves can sometimes be. When I moved before this, every time I got to my craft stuff, it was like Christmas. I will admit, I had a box that stayed out in the garage the entirety of my last move. So the entire 3 years I was at the apartment, I never once opened this box. So the tape from Alabama was still on that box. And I opened it up, and I knew kind of what might be in there. And, I was right on some of it. I was so wrong on the rest of it. I had no idea. I labeled it craft paper, and that's exactly what was in there. But I have mandala coloring sheets that I cut from a book. I had Cricut paper that I didn't know I had. I did have some vinyl. I had some sticker paper. I knew I had that somewhere. I just didn't know where. Now I know. I did have construction paper. That I knew was in there. But I found other stuff in there that shouldn't have been in there. When I labeled it craft paper, it should have just been paper. It wasn't. But I found all of it. Everybody's got more scraps than they can count. Yeah, absolutely. And I will take scraps, guys. Remember that. So as long as I can cut a 1-inch square out of it, I will take it. Okay? Does that mean that I will get to it in the next 3 months? No, not necessarily. But I will eventually get to it. Laura says, Tammy, that's so true. I've realized that I really don't need any more fabric. I have enough for several lifetimes. So I do have a lot of fabric, but this project alone uses the panel that I bought specifically for this project. And then I'm using 4 yards of fabric from my stash. It was 2 2-yard pieces, but I am using 4 yards from my stash to make the rest of this quilt, which means that's 2 more boards that I can put fabric on. And that means 4 more yards that is gone from my stash. And so I may or may not have the right color next time. I may or may not have the right choices. I may not have the right yardage next time. It just depends on what is in my stash as to what I can create. So we're going to have to see. I am going to look in October for my panel for April, see if I can find one. I may look before then, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find one in October. That's usually when I get lucky, quite literally lucky, and find what I end up finding. That's usually how that goes. And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do these. I was gonna wait and do them after the live, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. It is the what ifs that get you. Yeah, it is. It really is. I have some projects that are in my mind that I want to do that are still on kind of like my bucket list to do. And so I have the fabric for those projects, but I can't even touch them right now because I've got too many other projects on my list. So I will get there. I know I will, but it is going to take a little bit of time for me to get there to be able to get them all done. So, all right, so I've got this one and the one other. Sorry, felt like I had to sneeze. Sorry about that, guys. I usually don't sneeze very loud, so in case you're wondering, that is kind of like my normal for sneezing. I'm not a loud sneezer. My husband, however, you hear him 3 counties away. We have tested this. They hear him 3 counties away. I am not that sneezer. I am the quiet sneeze. All right. Now I'm just going to flip this first one around. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. I appreciate it. Did you know that Bless You actually started because people were scared of being cursed, and sneezing was apparently a curse for some reason? I don't know why. I don't know the history of all of that, but I do know that much. Linda says she finally got all the paper off the tree frog. He needs a name. He does need a name, Linda. He does. And the blocks are sewn together. Hoping to get the borders on this weekend. That's amazing, Linda. That'll be just in time for Sew and Tell. Just in time. We are still going to have a 3 p.m. cutoff time. I'm just going to have to be working extra hard on Tuesday to get everything done because I'm going to be in a parade that morning and then have to come back and get ready for my live. It's going to be crazy. July is just going to be crazy. All right, I'm not going to cut these apart tonight on the live. That's as far as I'm going to go. I got them sewn together. So we had, Jeremiah is a good name. Jeremiah was bullfrog though, not a tree frog. Thought it was because your heart stopped during the sneeze. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if they knew that back then. I don't know. I think it started in Germany where they started saying bless you when you sneeze, but I could be wrong on that too. I don't know if it predates Germany or what. I think it was the Middle Ages. Oh, I like that. So Linda has gone with Jeremiah. I like that. Okay, so I've got now 63 of these sewn together, and I'm going to be cutting them apart to make into half square triangles. And yes, I'm going to have to trim all of them because yes, I overcut them. That was intentional. The instructions would have said 4 3/8, and I cut them at 4 1/2. So I will have some trimming to do, but that's okay. I will trim. I will sit and trim. That's what I do, right? All right, well guys, don't forget this upcoming Saturday is July 4th. Please be safe. Do not do anything to cost you your quilting fingers because you know you want and need them. That includes with cooking and with fireworks. I will see you guys on Sunday night for After Sunset Sunday. And 1 week from today is Sew and Tell. If you have not gotten Sew and Tell in, you want to make sure you get it in for the epic
July 7th, So and Tell. And that is going to be 1 hour live earlier, or we're going to go live 1 hour earlier than our normal time. So my normal time to go live on Tuesday nights is 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We're going to go live at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, solely because I am busy that evening and I leave to go to Powell, Wyoming on Wednesday morning. So we want to make sure we get in So and Tell and have plenty of time for it. So don't forget to catch me earlier next week. Go turn your notifications on for next week's live so that you don't miss anything. We do have Route 66 coming up this week. We also have Yuletide Sampler 2 coming up this week. So please make sure you go turn all your notifications on. All of my lives are scheduled for July, so go turn those notifications on. If you have not already gone to pet some fabric, go pet it. Go put some needle and thread to it. You know you want to. Get that serotonin hit, that dopamine boost. Please be safe. Have a blessed 4th of July. Celebrate our country's independence and our freedoms. And thank a veteran. Thank an active duty service member or a veteran. Every chance you get this week, please make sure that they know that they are loved and appreciated, and that we really understand that our freedoms are not free. So enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys Sunday night. Until then, be safe, be well, and bye.